We are going to be talking about how to schedule your promotions. Now, like I said when we talked about the NSR game plan, these are some of the tools in your toolbox that you can utilize every single year that you're an NSR kid in order to get you on the radar of coaches and be moving through the process. Now, with all of these promotions, you want to make sure that you are not including schools and coaches that you are already talking to, so that you're not kind of sending an intro email to them and you've already been texting with them, because that will make you look silly. So, the first thing you do is obviously you're logged into your site, and then you'll see at the very top, you'll see these red X's and the green checks. Now, what that means is that the red X's have not been scheduled, the green check has. The signing promotion, which we're not going to talk about, is something that I send out on your behalf about 3 days after we start working together. So you'll see that that already has gone out, and that's how many schools that it was sent to. So with your regional promotion, you can either schedule them through right here by pressing complete now, or you also have a drop down menu up here where if you want to start your regional promotion, you can select that right here, your brochure or your video promotion. Now, with all these promotions, you want to make sure they're not all going out at the same time, and you are spreading them out throughout the year. So the regional promotion, I'm going to take you quickly through this. You push complete now. The first screen that you will see is you will see the map of the great United States split up into regions. So what you're going to do is you're going to select two of those regions that you would like to target. Now, you get to select two regions every time you send this out, and you either get one of these per year or two of these per year, depending on which program that you decided on when we first started talking. Most of you are getting two promotions throughout the year. So for Cassidy, we're going to select the South, and we're also going to select the Mid-Atlantic. Now, this is the tricky part because Cassidy hasn't sent out any promotions yet, so she technically could really send it out to every single person because she is a junior. But what we want to do is we want to make sure that we're focusing on the schools that are a good fit for you. So what I'm going to do, just so I can see you, is, or to show you, is I'm going to select every single division. Because usually what happens is when this goes out, you're going to start getting a lot of emails to your inbox, and the schools that are contacting you are usually where you fit. So my kids realize pretty quickly kind of what area they fit in and what kind of schools are reaching out, and then that helps them do a little bit more targeting. Now, if you've already sent out one of these once, you might just want to select two of these divisions just to target a little bit a smaller set of schools. But for Cassidy, since we haven't done this yet for her, we're going to select all of them, and then I'll show you how to remove some schools. So we're going to push next, and this will show you all of the schools that are in those two regions. So you'll see right here that there's 532 schools that we're going to be sending her out to. So this is pretty crazy that you're going to get out to that many schools. But you can also select up to 50 schools outside of those two regions. So like if she wanted to look at some schools in Colorado, because that's where I'm from, she would just select Colorado, and then this gives you all the schools that are in Colorado. Maybe she just wants to select the Division II schools in Colorado. She can do that as well. If there's a specific school that you're looking for, you can actually type it in right here as well. So this is kind of like a cool little tool that you have. So like say that she wants to do Colorado Mesa. So you just click that right next to the box right here, and then you'll see it show up over here, and this turns green. So that's ones that you add manually. Now, if you want to take one out, say that she doesn't want to go to Colorado, so she just clicks this, and this one is an all-girls school. Maybe she doesn't want to go to an all-girls school, so we're going to check that one, and then we're going to remove those schools from our promotion. Now, what I have noticed is when you're removing schools, don't select like 50 schools at a time to remove. All right, you want to select like 3 or 4 and then remove, because what the system does is it's thinking too hard and then it'll freeze and it won't let you do that. So just select 2 or 3 schools that you want to remove at a time, and then press remove. So when you go through this, you're not going to know a lot of these schools, but What I do know is that I know that Auburn is done with the 22 class. So I'm going to remove that school. So if you don't know these schools and you don't know which ones to remove, all you're going to do is after you're done scheduling this, you're going to text me so that I can go through and make sure that everything looks okay. All right. So that's how you remove schools or you add schools. So once you're done with that, you can push next. And keep in mind that you can make changes to this promotion up until 2 days before it goes out. Okay. All right. So the next screen that you're going to see is you're going to see the dates. So since we haven't done one of Cassidy's yet, we're going to send one out as soon as possible. You'll see that when I scroll over the dates, that little symbol next to my arrow says that those are not available to send out. So it looks like the first date that's available is the 28th. So I'm going to select that. And then she gets 2, so I'm going to select another one. Now, I don't want to do it in September, and I probably don't want to do it in October. Okay, so maybe we want to do it when the winter begins. So maybe we'll do it like December 7th. I always say it's better to schedule them at the beginning of the week. And this is one that we can actually edit as we go. So like if she's getting a lot of action from this one and we need to push this one out, we can always go back and edit it because you can edit these up until 2 days. Before this one's sent, it's going to send you a 2-week reminder, and it's also going to send you a 2-day reminder so that you know to go in and make sure everything is up to date on your site. Then you're going to push next. So this is something that a lot of my prospects are confused on. So I want to make sure that it's clear on what the email subject should be. So the email subject is important because you want to make sure that it's something that encourages coaches to open your email. So you want to make sure that it has your grad date and it has your name and it has your positions. Everything that coaches are going to want to know when they're opening your email. So, and I always like to add an NSR in there as well because coaches know that we choose to work with certain athletes and our athletes are as a certain caliber. And so they know that if it's an NSR kid that it's probably worth opening. So first thing I put is NSR, then I put your grad date, and then I put your positions. Okay? So that is something that is important because coaches want to know who's emailing them and what, they're looking for. So if a coach knows that they're done with 2022s, they're probably not going to open it. But if a coach is looking for a 2022 and maybe they are looking for a corner, they know that this is a good email to open. And then obviously you're going to put your name, first and last name. And then this is the tricky part because you want to put something about you that is attractive to coaches, your best attribute. Now for Cassidy, one of her best attributes, besides being a lovely person and a great human being, is her bat. She has a great bat. She's super strong, big hitter. So I want to put something about her bat. So I know that right now her ball exit speed is 70. So I think that that's a pretty good attribute that I want to put on there. So I want to put ball exit 70, okay? And then I also like to put something to do with academics. Now, she is a very bright young lady and currently has a 3.9 GPA, and so I think that's a really good attribute of Cassidy's. So I'm going to put that up there. Now, if you have a really good ACT or SAT score or something along those lines, like you always want to put something to academics because I've said this so many times, like academics are huge. And if you have strong academics and high test scores, coaches are going to be like, hey, I'm not going to have to pay this kid that much money to come to my school. So they're going to want to open that and see what they can learn about you. So once you have that, you're going to push next. And then you'll see the kind of the summary of what we just did. So you'll see the dates, you'll see your email subject, and then you'll see your personal message, which is what's going to be sent out. All the schools. So remember that whenever you do this, you always want to submit for approval, okay? Because if you don't submit for approval, it's not going to save and get scheduled. So if I say submit for approval, it says success, your regional promotion approval request was received. So okay, and then when you go back to your site, what it's going to show is a green check. Okay, so you want to have green checks. Now, just because you don't know who we want to send these out to, it doesn't matter that much. You just want it to be scheduled so then you can start working on it. So that's your regional promotion. Text me when you're done with that. And then I'm going to show you very, very briefly the brochure and video promotion because it's basically the same thing except for you just get to choose. You get to choose your schools. So we're going to send out a brochure. We're going to do it like to stagger it with our promotions. So maybe we do it, October. We'll do October 19th. Okay. So then we push next. And this is the cool part. So you actually get to choose the schools that you want to send it to. You might want to choose schools that you're super interested in, so it's a little bit more targeted, and you want to do like 20 to 25 at a time. So I'm just going to do one because we're going to go back and have her edit these herself. But I want her to pick the schools that are looking for her and that she's interested in. So if you need help with this, you can always ask me, because I just talked to a coach that's really, really interested in a 22 big hitter. So I'm going to look up that school and select that one. And I can always help you with this. But you see how there's one school right here. Now, if you want to send one brochure out, you can, because you get 100 of them. So right now, if she sends out one brochure, then she has 99 more to send out this year. So I'm going to push next, but you can add, like I said, 20 to 25 at a time. Submit for approval, and then it shows as scheduled. Okay? So video promotion is kind of the same way. You're going to go through that. You're going to click the schools that you want to send it to, and it's going to send a copy of your video. Now, what you can do, this one's a little bit different. So we're going to send this out. We're going to wait till January to send this out. So this one's a little bit different, because if you select the school, let's say that we're going to select Flagler. Okay. I just saw Coach G this weekend. So we're going to send it out to Flagler next. This one's a little bit different because it has email subject and email message. So you can either copy and paste your personal message to this and edit it, or you can write your own little blurb. Maybe it's a summary on how the season went, and the video is highlights from that season. You can do that here. So I'm just going to push next because I want Cassidy to write that herself. And that's what happens when you select next. So I'm just going to get out of this because I want her to do it. But I just wanted you to see that this one's a little bit different, because you can edit your personal message, or your email message and your email subject. So I'm going to go back home, and you'll see that I didn't submit it, so it's not going to show that it's done. So it says email scheduled for 1/4, and nothing's been sent. It's not scheduled. So if you do that and you go back and it's not scheduled because you didn't submit for approval, it's going to show up like this. And then it'll also send you a reminder like 4 days before it goes out that it's not complete. So you'll always be reminded. But if you're keeping your site up to date and you're doing it at least once a month, everything will be good. But if you have any questions on how to schedule your promotions, just let me know. I just wanted to walk you through it a little bit so that you kind of know what to expect and understand the steps. But I am absolutely willing to help with anything you need with those promotions, and obviously with any of the responses that you're getting from those promotions. So that's a little bit about scheduling your promotions. Make sure that you're doing it every year that you are with NSR and using that tool in your toolbox. Once again, it can be found right here at the top of your page, or it can also be found right here under this drop down.